Retaliation rocks Iran, the United States, and Iran now edging closer to an all-out war after the killing of 2 American service members. Meanwhile, hopes of a deal now completely unraveling. Joining me now, former Undersecretary of Defense and Secretary of Veteran Affairs, Robert Wilkie. Also with us, national security analyst and chairwoman of Act for America, Brigitte. Gabriel, Undersecretary, let me start off with you first. Israel's military says Iran has launched more missiles towards Jordan today. The State Department now advising Americans to exercise increased caution worldwide. This comes at such a precarious moment because the president has been doing so much to try to get a deal on the table. But within 3 days, Iran violated that memorandum of understanding. So where do we go from here? 8 nights of strikes thus far. Are we in a full, just a war right now? Is this a full-scale war at this point?
You know, I was born in khaki diapers, Lydia, and anytime you launch weapons and you engage troops, you are in a war. And we are in a war against a dead-end regime. We are in a war against theocratic fanatics. They don't keep any deal or any agreement that they reach. And I think it's time to finally finish them off, because if we don't, we'll be right back here next year. They will continue to spread terror throughout the world, kill their own people, threaten the region. And this is something that has to end. It's interesting to me that the Democratic Party has abandoned the chief victim of the Iranian regime, and the so-called mayor of New York is now threatening to arrest Benjamin Netanyahu. And this is at a time when every year a parade of killers and thieves goes to the United Nations General Assembly. But it's only when Jews are involved that the Democratic Party seems to engage, and they seem to engage always on the wrong side of history, and they're on the wrong side of this Iranian fight.
And when you say finish them off once and for all, what do you mean by that, Secretary?
I mean destroy any capability that they have to wage aggressive war, destroy the remnants of their nuclear facilities and their nuclear ambition, and take out the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th echelon of their leadership. The Israelis know where they are. We'll get that information. But we started this. If we leave with the regime intact and capable of terrorizing its neighbors, that will be a victory, not just for the Iranians, but also for the Chinese and for the Russians, because they will view America as having stepped back from the brink.
It seems like this regime wants the blood of the martyrs. That's what they want ultimately to win this propaganda war, Brigitte. And to what the Undersecretary just mentioned, you have the mayor of New York City, the largest city, the financial capital of the world, threatening to arrest the Prime Minister of Israel during the UN Assembly. There are multiple reports that Mamdani is exploring ways that he can arrest the Prime Minister, declaring unilaterally, this is from him saying that Bibi is a war criminal. What do you think about Mamdani? What is the ultimate goal here? Because how is it possible that we have a mayor being so brazen and so bold as to threaten something like this?
Because he believes that will help the Democratic Party in driving their new socialist candidates to victory. Right now, the Democratic Party is divided, not just among socialist communists versus the moderate, but also between those who support Israel and those who are against Israel. And the more you are against Israel, the more you have a bigger chances of success, especially with socialist, extremist candidates, communists running all across the nation. The Democratic Party is shifting in a major way, and that is due to the rise of Islamic immigration into the United States and the power influence of organizations like CARE, the Council on American Islamic Relations, getting involved in politics and supporting and electing candidates like Mamdani and many others like him across the nation. So right now in this upcoming midterm, you're going to see the driver of elections are going to be the topic of Israel, the anti-Israel Gabriel is going to be leading among the Democratic sides. And the more they can show and prove how anti-Israel they are, they believe the more they will be able to win more votes and mobilize their base. And that's why you are seeing the shouting and screaming and defiance on the Democratic side to oppose Netanyahu. They are making Netanyahu the head of the spear, the image that represents evil versus the goodness of the standing with the pro-Palestinian fight, defending the underdog, which is Hamas, Hezbollah. They call them the freedom fighters. So you are seeing that on display right now, leading up to the most important midterm election in recent history.
Now, before I let you go, Secretary, real quick, I have to ask you, if Mamdani goes through with his threat and arrests Bibi, because at the end of the day, he's in charge of the NYPD, what do you think, sir, should happen to Mayor Mamdani?
Well, he can't do it. That's the bottom line. This is grandstanding, but it's interesting that Putin's going to be coming through here, and several of the other killers like Xi of China, and Mamdani says absolutely nothing. So look, if he tries, he will be met with a federal force. The Secret Service protects foreign leaders coming into this country. They won't let anything happen to the Prime Minister of Israel. He'll probably stage some sort of protest, but this is where the Democratic Party is. And by the way, Mamdani is standing up for a regime that murdered 45,000 of its own people just in the month of January. That's more people than we lost. The British lost, the Canadians lost, the Australians lost in the entire Korean War. That's who these people are standing with, and I think America has to wake up to it.
Political pawn, just to get these kind of gains. I can't believe being anti-Semitic is now part of the Democrat Party. Robert Wilkie, Brigitte, Gabriel, thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.